what a waste of human existence Kendrick Morris is. Just 2 days after her birthday, on April 24th, 2008, Queena Fu had been strangled. She had been stabbed. The weapon that the attacker had used, it was plastic Wendy's utensil that had been filed down to create a knife-like point. Once the news of the attack hit the media, investigators got a tip that immediately sent them in the right direction. And that tip came from a Bloomingdale High School student who had reported that he and his dad happened to drop off books at the library around 9:30 p.m. on the night of the attack. And he remembered when they pulled up, he recognized a kid from school sitting on a bench. It was a sophomore named Kendrick Morris. Now, if you remember, when Queena was on the phone with Rachel, she told her she saw a weird-looking guy sitting on a bench. The thing is, though, that tip places Kendrick there at 9:30, and we know that Queena was attacked at 10:08, so anyone could have gone and sat down on the bench in the meantime. However, another person was able to place Kendrick there at 10. After investigators emptied all of the books from the drop-off bin, they interviewed people who had returned those books to see if anyone was around the library sometime in that window, and one woman was. She even said she offered Kendrick a ride home, which he declined because he said his mom was coming. We now know that was a lie, but that placed him there 8 minutes before everything happened. And sure, he may have been just 16 years old, but he already had a record, including one arrest for cruelty to animals. So naturally, investigators want to speak to him. They asked him to come into the station. Remember that Wendy's utensil I told you about earlier? Well, fingerprints on it, as well as fingerprints at the scene, ultimately pointed to Kendrick's guilt. So he was arrested early the next morning. In September of 2010, Kendrick Morris went to trial, facing charges of battery and kidnapping. After a very brief deliberation, Kendrick Morris was sentenced to 2 concurrent 65-year sentences.